You can begin to create files such as this presentation file, which shows how an object is assembled and also how the parts interact with each other. Let's take a look at the steps that are required to build a presentation file in Inventor. We will begin with a new presentation file, and once open, we will select the Create View command. From here, we're prompted to select the assembly file that we would like to animate. For this demonstration, we're going to animate the robot arm. One quick side note, you can enhance the look and style of your presentation file by adjusting the visual styles under the View tab. Take a moment to rotate the views of the item until you find a view that shows all of the components. Now we'll take a look at the commands under the Presentation tab. We have Create View, Tweak Component, Precise View Rotation, and Animate. Let's get started with applying the Tweak command to this motor assembly. Since it is made up of multiple parts, we'll have to ensure that we select all of the components when prompted. We'll select the direction first. In general, this is the direction in which you want that component to travel in. We're going to select the Z direction, and next we'll select the component, which is the motor. You'll see that we're having trouble here because not all of the parts that make up this assembly are selected under Components. We'll go to our browser and highlight all of the parts involved in the motor assembly, and we should be good to go. We'll take a minute to reselect our direction, in this case Z. In the Tweak Components dialog box under Transformations, we'll enter the precise distance we want the motor to travel. Pressing Clear between each of the tweak commands, we'll move on to animate the C channel. Occasionally, as you select the components you wish to animate, you will inadvertently select more than one component. If this happens, don't fret. The easiest way to fix it is by reselecting your components in the browser. On a side note, you may be seeing blue animation trails on your screen. If you would like to turn off the visibility of the trails, right-click on the trail and uncheck the visibility setting. Now that we have the correct component selected, we'll pull in the direction that we want the channel to travel and adjust the precise input distance. Now we're going to make the channel move in a different direction. Be sure to hit Clear in between each tweak, and we'll move on to our next direction. Our component is already selected in this case, so we'll simply enter the direction and the distance we want the component to travel once again. It's easy to change the direction of the component by entering a negative value. If at any point you decide that you would like to adjust an existing tweak, simply find the part in the browser, locate the tweak that you would like to adjust, and make that adjustment as necessary. Once you have applied all tweaks to all parts, it's time to look at the Animate menu and commands. And we'll begin by adjusting the interval. The interval is the number of steps the part will take along the animation trail. Selecting the double arrows brings you to a menu of all of the tweaks involved in the current animation. Here we can find and adjust the animation sequence, the order in which the parts will move. We have basic fast forward, rewind, play, and pause buttons here. And as I press play, you'll start to see how the animations are actually grouped together at times. This is easily achieved in the animation sequence box and highly recommended. When we hit the record button, we'll be prompted to save the file as a WMV or an AVI. Depending on what file format you select, you may be prompted to enter additional information pertaining to the export. Final step will be to select the play button and allow the animation to record. The exported animation file can be found in the location that you specified earlier. And now it's time for you to test out your new skills in animation.